So we just covered the story of Donald Trump considering appointing Jose Rodriguez to the head of the CIA. Jose Rodriguez is a war criminal. This is a guy who set up Bush's worldwide torture regime. This is a guy who destroyed the evidence of the torture after the fact when it became clear that there might actually be consequences for it. So, terrible human being, should be in jail. Donald Trump wants him to be the head of the CIA, perhaps because Donald Trump knows, hey, if that's the case, then I can torture, because I kept saying during the debates I'm going to torture, and that's what he actually wants to do. So there's a lot of blame to go around here, but the blame mostly goes on Donald Trump for wanting to appoint this guy. It goes on, George W. Bush for setting up the program in the first place, but there's also a lot of blame for President Obama. So Obama continued and expanded some of George W. Bush's worst policies. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to do a full false equivalence here, because indeed that would be false. It's not like there aren't other areas where Obama was just far and away superior. I mean, for example, the Iran deal. Far superior to anything Bush ever did. The Cuba deal, far superior to anything Bush ever did. Releasing nonviolent drug offenders today, as he keeps doing, far superior to anything Bush ever did. The immigration executive order, far superior to anything Bush ever did. That one's been halted, by the way, by the courts. But either way, there are plenty of examples of Obama being better. But there are also examples of him being just as bad, if not worse. So, The Intercept has the scary reality here for us. They say, when Donald Trump becomes commander-in-chief in January, he will take on presidential powers that have never been more expansive and unchecked. He'll control an unaccountable drone program. You really want Donald Trump deciding who to blow up with a drone, willy-nilly? And the prison at Guantanamo Bay. His FBI, including a network of 15,000 paid informants, already has a record of spying on mosques and activists. And his NSA's surveillance empire is ubiquitous and governed by arcane rules, most of which remain secret. He will inherit bombing campaigns in 7 Muslim countries, the de facto ability to declare war unilaterally, and a massive nuclear arsenal, much of which is on hair trigger alert. See, now this is why the Democratic loyalist partisan hacks are indeed hacks. Because during the Obama administration, when somebody like myself or somebody like Glenn Greenwald said, whoa, Obama just expanded the NSA? That's not okay. We would get attacked from these Democratic partisans. Now, one of the main arguments against it is not just that it's wrong on principle, which it is, but it's also, okay, so you trust Obama with these authorities. And you know what? Maybe he is more reasonable than many other people would be with those authorities. Guess what? It ain't always going to be President Obama. There's going to come a time when somebody who you really, really disagree with politically is going to have control of that system. Guess what? You were fine with that system when it was your guy in there, so now you made your bed and now you're going to sleep in it. Because now you got no leg to stand on when you criticize the Republican president for having the exact same apparatus the Democratic president had. See, again, this is why principles are so important, and this is why principles matter. You can't just flip-flop with whatever, well, my party did it, so now I'm okay with it. Well, then you're an idiot. You're an idiot, and you don't belong in politics, because you have to be objective. So that's the problem, is President Obama, Guantanamo Bay is still open. I got news for Obama. That which can be set up extrajudicially can be shut down extrajudicially. So if I was president, executive order today, shut down. You want to take me to court? Take me to court. Let's have that battle in court. Guess what? Who's history going to agree with? History's going to agree with me for being against the monstrosity that is Guantanamo Bay. So take me to court. I fucking dare you. I want you to take me to court. I would love it if you took me to court. Guantanamo Bay shut down today. Obama didn't do that. Now Donald Trump inherits Guantanamo Bay. Again, the drone program. We're bombing 7 different countries. It's not like we have a declaration of war in each of those countries. No, they just tack it on to old declarations of war from the George W. Bush era. Well, that's not okay, and that's not what we're supposed to do. But they say, fuck it, do it anyway. It's Obama, it's fine. Well, now Donald Trump has that ability. Now he can start a war with anybody for any goddamn reason and say, I don't even need authority from Congress. Look at the fucking precedent you set. We need principled people in politics. The guy now has Donald Trump, who has a track record of petty vindictiveness, now has the NSA. The NSA, which takes everybody's information and is warrantless spying across the board. Now Donald fucking Trump has control of that. Chris Christie can be in on that. Rudy Giuliani can be in on that. We yelled about it from the beginning. The ACLU was yelling about it, but that's when you denounce them. Whatever. It's a Democratic president. Get over it. No, don't get over it. Fix it. Fix it. And now it's totally normalized because it happened under Republican presidents with George W. Bush, happened under Democratic presidents with Obama, and now Donald fucking Trump inherits all that stuff. So understand the system that has been set up and perpetuated here by both parties. Look, it's time to rise up and change all of this and force the change, because this is not, we can see the writing on the wall and how terrible it is in the present and the long run, and nobody should be comfortable with that.